Hi, it's Di from My Enchanted Journals. I turn just about anything into beautiful handmade journals. I live in Western Australia. Welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm going to do some eco dyeing this morning, so I have to be pretty quick because I've picked up all of my flowers. They're actually weeds in my front garden, but they look so pretty. So I went with a whole weed theme, and I've also got the dandelion leaves. So let's get started before they all close up. I'm just using some watercolour paper. It's 180 GSM and it's A4. And I've also got some other bits there too. This one's already got paint on it. So I'm just going to get out maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets. Fold them in half. And that's a big piece there on the bottom, which I might wrap it all up in. So I'll start with the watercolour paper, placing these inside like this. I really love the look of that leaf, so I'm hoping that that will come out on the paper. And I'm just going to add some flowers in there as well. I'm really hoping that they come out. Maybe I'll take them off the stalk and try them down like that. Let's have a little experiment, hey? And just see what happens. Close it up, press it down. Do the next one. So I'm just about to work on a journal where it's going to have lots of raggedy bits and yeah, more freestyling for me. So I want these papers for that, so that I can use them, eco-dye papers as it were. I'm definitely moving away from printed, printables. Maybe should have done it the other way up, maybe, so that I add these onto the bottom ones. That might be a better way to do it. So let's pop these down the bottom. I'll do one of these now. I'm hoping that the colour will come all the way through, so it won't matter that I'm putting them in the middle, because when I put it into the dye pot, it's going to come all the way through both sides of the paper. That's what happened the last time I did it. So I'll leave that in there. Let's use a little bit of this bark in here. See what that comes out like. Yeah, that's a better idea. Okay, so work backwards so that you end up with a pile on top of each other. All right. So yeah, that one's complete with a bug. So the bugs will go into the dye pot as well, unless you run for your lives, guys. All right, getting down to the last of these. Now, I normally do a bigger batch than this, but I just wanted to do a smaller batch to see if I can play with the colours. I just want to see if I can control it a bit by just putting the one colour, which is the yellow flowers, and then the one colour of leaf, and just see if I can get sort of more of a controlled outcome. Although with eco dyeing, I don't know if you can do that, but one up that way, like that. And then we didn't put them in here, so I want it on this side, because it's old wrapping paper, but it's actually really cool. It's like a, I don't know, like a Amazon paper really, but it's wrapping paper, so Yep, pretty cool. Really love the colours. Look at that. It's just beautiful. And it's literally called paper bark. It just comes off of, and that looks like a leaf, so we might stick that in as well. It's really hard though. It's like an old gum nut or something that's opened up. It's really interesting to look at. But all right, let's see what happens with this lot. And I'm going to wrap this in half again around these, and then wrap the whole lot up. So you can see that there. There we go. And wrap this one around here like this. And I'm going to get some string. You need quite a bit of string. I think the more string you use and the tighter you weave it, the better your results will be. And of course, keep the string, because the string's great to use on other projects. And I put a piece of wood at the bottom and at the top. So I'll show you all that in a tick. And then we put it into boil for about 90 minutes, I guess, to get really good colour. Now, you just want to do a knot there so that's nice and tight. And you turn it on the side so you can see, and you just wind it all around. Nice and tight. What you want to avoid is movement, so that there will need tying up with this one, and then I can get some more and tie it around this way. A bit of pipe that I've got as well, because you use the rusty bit of pipe. What happens is the string comes out very sort of rusty looking, and where it's tied, it sort of gets tie-dyed and looks really cool. So yeah, I find using the string on tags and different things is really quite cool. And you know, you're always looking for that authentic older look, and that's what you're going to get by using that string. Alright, so that's nice and tight, ready to go. Alright, I'm going to go and get the pot, and we're going to stick this little beauty in there and weigh it down and have a go and see how it turns out. Okay, there's my little, my big pot, but my little treasure trove of stuff. So disposable gloves, they're a good thing to have when you're unwrapping it. But I've got, see, these bits of metal, rusty metal. And if you watch my previous one, you'll know that I've got this rusty old file. So yeah, these are the things that I picked up at the men's shed. You know, they sell them off cheap. So yeah, good idea when you're dealing with rust to put your gloves on, because you will get, see, my hands are already starting to get yucky. So you need a couple of bits of wood. Oh, there's some of the string from before. See, a couple of bits of wood that will fit into your pot. So what you do is put one under your bundle and one on top, and then weigh it down. And I use this here to weigh it down. This is a really heavy sort of weight. And then you want to keep your pile off the bottom of your pot. So put a piece of wood down there. All right. And then your little package. You can see A4 just about fits in there. Folded in half. You weigh it down with this, then you weigh it down with that. So what's going to happen is when you put the water in, it's not going to move, right? And then if you want to add other rusty objects, you can. Like maybe I might put that under here. And trust me, that's going to get a lovely imprint. So that's cool. Anyway, okay, so here we've got this, right? So I will fill it. You can see from the previous one, I filled it just above where it goes. And like I said, it's about 90 minutes. I just use normal vinegar, just normal everyday vinegar from the supermarket. Cheap as chips, $2 for a great big 2-litre bottle, something like that. Don't go buying expensive vinegar. And of course, water. All right, so let's go to the kitchen and start the process. So normal white vinegar, cheap as chips, measuring jug. that rusty bit and everything starts to float to the top. So you do definitely need the rusty bit in there or something heavy to weigh it down. All right, now here's the vinegar. Okay, I'm going to move it to the back. I think that's a better burner. Make sure that's weighed down. We're good. And then we're just going to let it simmer for about 90 minutes. It is 25 past 11. All right, so 25 past 12, so 1 o'clock, we need to pull it back. Okay, it's 1:45. Let's go take a look. It's bubbling away nicely. Okay, that's probably close enough. Now what I've done is I've got an old towel. Let's put the pot in the far corner. Alright, let's get the bits of wood out. Without burning myself, I'm going to put them straight in the sink. Paper. Here it comes. Just going to let it drain off a bit. And now I'm just going to put it down here. Take that out. But I'm going to let it sit flat and completely dry before I undo it. I can put it on its side, it might be easier to see. You can see the steam rising off. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave it on the paper, on the towel, to completely dry, and then we'll come back and look at it. Okay, the moment of truth, here it is. I've let it dry out quite a bit. You can see some of the stuff starting to come out there, but yeah, I had it even, because it's winter here in Western Australia, so yeah, I had it near the fire for a bit and had it outside when it was not raining, and then it started raining, so I had to rush out and get it back inside. And yep, it's been through a little bit of a trial, this, but anyway, yep, here we go. Should be fairly easy to unwrap. I just want to be a little bit gentle with it because I don't want to rip the edge of the pages any more than they ripped, because they really feel fragile. But see, that's what I was saying about the string. Look at the colour of it now. So cool to use for tags and stuff. All right, here we go. Let's have a little look at what we've got. So that was our cover page, wasn't it? With bits in it. Yeah. All right, so the bark has gone sort of like a darker colour. Sort of left a charcoaly look to the paper, really. That's pretty good. All right, let's have a look at these pieces. That's upside down. All right, let's have a look. Drum roll. Oh, so they never really gave off much colour. Look at that. They sort of just, the chlorophyll never came out of them. They've sort of gone brown. Well, that's interesting. Okay, next one. Kind of see some marks here. Oh, this is the flowers. Oh, look at those. They're really cute. They may peel off, but they've pretty well embedded themselves into the paper. Wow, that's really nice, guys. Look at that. So we've kind of got the mirror image here, and then these are just going to be like really cool paper. So if I went over that now, once it dries, if I went over those now with some matte medium, that would actually stay on the paper. So, yeah, love that. All right, next one. Oh, this was a big bit of the bark. Look at that. That's left such a brilliant imprint. Look here. Oh, wow. So yeah, that's the Australian paper bark that's done that. Oh, that looks really good. That imprint is awesome. And this is watercolour paper. I think it's the 140 GSM one. Yep, more of the flowers. So that's got a little bit of yellow come out there, or gold, just from those flowers. And they're just dandelion flowers, or flowers from, yeah, the clover, I think it is, on the lawn. Oh, love those. It's turned out great. Here's more. So here's a leaf off of that. So it's left an imprint there and there. So it would have been there when I put it down, so that's kind of the mirror image. That's a bit of that wood. So again, if I peel a little bit off, I could, or I could just go over and just do a little bit of matte medium on them, and they'll stay there. And look here, sort of more gold on this side. Yeah, they look really good. All right, happy with those. So these are just sort of normal paper that had a bit of blue ink on them anyway. And that's the bark. So the bark is not brilliant on the smaller pieces. It seems that the bigger piece left more sort of indentations and stuff, but that's still way interesting paper. Much better than the graph paper it started off as. So yeah, really good. It's another piece of watercolour paper. So yeah, the dandelion leaves haven't gone green. In fact, they've kind of left not a lot of colour at all. But anyway, that's what eco dyeing is all about. Experiment, experiment, experiment. Still great pages for a journal. Look at them. So interesting. And either on either side. So, all right, last page, guys. So happy with how they turned out. Some more flowers. So I think what's happening is when you put these leaves of the weeds in, it's sort of, you can see they were green to start with, but then it's affecting the colour of the flowers. When the flowers are in there on their own, they go a little bit gold. So these have gone more brown. So yeah, that's not one of the better ones, but the staining is great. I mean, you know, if you could do some stamping on top of that, it's just going to be awesome. So yeah, really happy with how they turned out. I'm now going to put them on the floor and just let them dry out completely. Just love that one, that's gorgeous. And then maybe use some matte medium on them so the colours stay, and then I'll use them in a journal. I love that one. That is really awesome. So if you're in Australia and you can get some paper bark, that might be a little experiment for you to do. Even this side, look, it's like the mirror image of it, but you're still getting the speckles. I mean, I don't think I could even achieve that with ink. That's nature for you, you know, it's just stunning. Yep, so this one's starting to fall apart. See here? And you will get that a lot, but that's okay. You can just fix it up with some matte medium. Yeah, the colours are really good. All right, so I'm sure I'll show you in another video later on of what I'm using them in. I don't think I can reuse any of this stuff, but I'll have to have a think about that. Maybe I could. This one's really interesting. I think if I put a hole in that, I could use it as a dangle. It's a gum nut, but it's opened up and it's sort of flat. I don't even know how that would have happened. Maybe the birds opened it up and then it's got wet and laid out flat. Don't really know, but that's pretty cool. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. I hope you have a go at eco dyeing yourself, because it's loads of fun. There you go, just laid them all out flat on the floor, and from there they'll dry lovely, and then I can matte medium them and use them in journals. I just love those ones there. They've turned out so beautiful. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.